YouTube, good morning, what's going on? About to give you a quick recap. Jorge Masvidal versus Usman. It's not a quick. Um, Number one thing, Jorge, yeah, unfortunately disappointed a lot of people. Let a lot of fans down, me myself included. I know it's my personal business, but I lost $990 fucking with you, Jorge. $990, bro. Fucking outrageous. 999, bro. Fucking outrageous. And I actually bet $1,000 on you. I actually bet $1,000 on Gamebred. Even though, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it complete honest, and y'all gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's stupid. That's why he spoke with weed, right?" I knew Usman was gonna win. Fuck the 6-day notice and all that other bullshit. That he didn't train. We'll get into the politics later in another video. But it's just like boxing, because I mostly cover boxing blogs. Styles make fights. Usman was just gonna be the bigger, stronger, just better athlete. Even if Masvidal was the better fighter, he has to put him away with those shots. And Masvidal is a great fighter, but he's not somebody that's putting people out with shots. He's not. He's somebody's gonna go in there and beat you up all 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Not to say he don't got knockouts or record though. Ask Dan tell how it feels. He stopped Cowboy. He's done his thing. But yeah, I lost $990 fucking with you, and I bet $1,000 on you. I only covered my other bets because I bet on Rose to win. Rose won, split decision, came clutch, and I bet on Volkanovski to win. And even though that was the only time in my bet life where I felt like, holy fuck, I don't deserve to win that bet. I felt Volkanovski lost. Even if it was 3-2 barely Holloway, I felt Holloway barely edged him. Holloway just had, the more pressure. He kept coming forward. He was more consistent. He was, I felt the better fighter. But, Volkanovski, he did what champions do, He got to championship rounds. He knew he was losing. Because then he switched up the game plans. Like, I'm not about to stand here and trade with him no more. Got to use my size to my advantage. And gotta start taking him down. I guess those 3 takedowns in the championship rounds fucking won him the game. But, that was just, I guess, my main card recap for me. Great fights all around. But Masvidal, let the people down, cuz. Now, listen, I want nobody to discredit Jorge or take me as I'm dissing him. Let's get this out the fucking way. I'm a huge Gamebred fan. Huge Gamebred fan. That's why I'm all puffy out from staying up to 2 in the morning watching the fight. And I'll even go on record and say this is the first pay-per-view I've actually paid the retail price for in a long time just to support Jorge. And then they dropped the UFC 4 trailer. He's promoting it with him and Adesanya, and then it's like, bruh, Jorge, you're going to be like the next fucking Conor McGregor. All you have to do is beat Usman. And I'm not mad that he didn't win because it's a fight. I'm just mad at the way he lost the fight. And I know people are gonna say, well, what do you expect? Usman just grabbed him and basically, stepped on his toes for 25, which he did. But that takes nothing away from Usman. Every single shot to your fucking human body adds up. It's just, Jorge fought a horrible fight. There was times where Jorge could have fought more, or he could have fought just more efficiently. And he was just laughing in his face, blowing kisses, standing within striking distance, not striking, I guess waiting to counter punch because, he's the better fighter. He was acting like a fighter who was already won the fight It's like, oh, I'm up by so much points, I can literally do anything and I'm still gonna win, or I'm just toying with you for these rest of these rounds. It just didn't make sense to me. And yeah, whatever, he had a short training camp and he looked gassed after the first round because he completely gave the second round off. He got pinned up against the gate and he had no problem staying there for like an onslaught of like 3 minutes, literally getting beat on. And it makes no sense to me. Now, I train, I fight, so I know what it's like to, be in a defensive position and your opponent is, thinks they're teeing off because they are, but you're not hurt. So it's like, yeah, I could take these punches all day. Like, let's keep it coming. I trained for this. But why? Why just stand there and just get hit all day? And I understand Usman's the bigger guy. He's a championship wrestler. So maybe you couldn't get him off of you. But the times when you did get him off of you and you guys did separate, you still didn't engage a better or proper fight. You would laugh in his face, throw a feint, a jab, a power hook, and then Usman would go right back for the double leg and pin you against the wall or whatever. And I don't know, I just felt there was times where he could have been more aggressive and he could have fought more efficiently, and he just didn't. Unless I just saw a different fight, which I don't know, maybe I did, right? Because even in the opening gates, his positions was off. As soon as the bell rang, his hands wasn't behind his back to the gate, like he's been in his previous 4 fights, like his new thing. And he's over here dusting his feet, he's laughing, he takes the Yoel Romero approach, he walks like, 2 grandpa steps and puts his hands up, and then he just fires off like everything he had in those 40 seconds. And maybe I guess the lack of training really is what did Jorge in, because after that onslaught of like flurries of kicks and punches, those first 40 seconds, he just had nothing else. And I understand he was tired. Usman's a better wrestler. He's bigger, stronger. Everything I said, even though I knew Usman was gonna win, I just felt Jorge could have just fought a better fight. Like he could have made the fight more competitive, because even though Usman's the better athlete, bigger, stronger wrestler, all that, fucking Jorge stuffed 10 plus of his takedowns. So it's not like Jorge was getting ragdoll or he was getting, completely worked on the ground by world championship wrestler, which Usman is. So, when the fight was on the ground, when the fight was on the stand-up, it's like, that's when Jorge really, really needed to shine, instead of blowing kisses and winking in his corner like, yeah, I got this. Like, and you don't, cause, and I felt like the hype train for Masvidal finally caught up. And it's just fucked up, because the hype train took him all the way to the peak. And if he would have beat Usman last night or tonight, because some people saw it at the 1 in the morning like I did, or if he would have beat Usman this morning, I should say, I truly felt he would have been on Adesanya or Conor McGregor levels. More so Conor McGregor, because now it's like, you're a fighter, you're the champ, you're demanding all this money. You know how to market and sell. You're the co-cover athlete for UFC 4. How Conor was a cover athlete for UFC 3, and I believe 2. So it's like, you would have had everything. Now it's like, you're gonna be the guy that just sells fights, because your next fight's gonna sell, because it's like, okay, can Masvidal make it back? And I'm just like, fuck, man, like, cuz, like, you could have got that one, cuz, and you let it slip, bro. Like, you fucking let it slip. I understand, 20 pounds, 6 pounds, you Gamebred. You ain't make no excuses. You still signing on the dotted line. You got up in there, and you was throwing some shit. You was swinging with a lot of violence, like you do. But 1 round, 1:40 worth of violence, it just wasn't enough. And I understand, Usman's a better wrestler. He had you pinned against the wall the whole fucking time, just stepping on your feet, just accumulating little taps to your whole fucking body. and those headbutts probably really fucking caused some pain and discomfort, and you know, like you didn't take no real damage. Usman didn't really decimate you in the wrestling game, so you were supposed to dominate him on the stand up. And I understand it's a fight, whatever shit happens, but next time focus more on fighting instead of just blowing kisses, winking in his face, laughing like you got this when he's the fucking world champ. Come on, Gamebred. But I'm tuning into the next one. You know? I'm just speaking for the fans that really wanted you to come out with this one. Like, this was that, like, we were supposed to win that for all of us. All of us that's trying to make it. As a fighter, as a boxer, as a whoever. Like, people who look up to you. Like, you were supposed to win that for all of us, guys. Like, and that's just real shit.